Okay, from the top, now.
Okay, that's good.
But that's not a problem, no?
Oh, that's not a problem, but it's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
Hi, I'm Rindani and I'm here with Koch Franklin.
What's up?
Before we get into it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and visit our website www.highlybakedindividuals.
I'm keeping it in.
Okay, so Koch Franklin, let's start there. Like,
Yes.
why do you call yourself Koch Franklin? Where does it come from?
Okay, mainly Koch came from my grandma's maiden name. She was called Koch when she used to work in the older days, you know.
Yeah.
So I took that. It sounded really nice to me, let me say. And then Franklin came from like Benjamin Franklin. I love money, let me say that. You know, so I always wanted to put myself on money, if I should say that. Not too narcissistic, but yeah, you know. So I decided to put Koch and Franklin together.
That's actually
how it
cool. That's actually
Yeah.
cool. Okay, and what first got you into music? Like, give me a background about that a little.
Well, it's not a funny story. Like I've been, I think, interested in music since, I think, not high school, primary school. Yeah. I even told my mom, like, remember once in grade 3 that I want to be a rapper. And I remember that, like, so vivid. And to look at where I am right now, it's like, you know, it's
Yes.
amazing. Yeah. So it's been something like, and it's mostly, I'd say, like, Tupac that inspired me, that made me actually, like, rap, you know? Yeah.
I was about to ask about your musical influence because as I'm listening, like I was interested to know about the writing process and also who you get your motivation from and your
Okay,
influence from.
so with that, I am a writer. I'm usually a writer. I'm not a freestyler. So I get my inspiration from like Mick Jenkins, mainly Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z. Kanye West, a little bit of Kanye West, and Ipropo. It's some
Yeah.
guy from Rockville. He lives around here. You know, I give shout outs to him. So yeah, those are people that really grew me, and I'd say made my tone and delivery, I'd say, like content proper, you know, like in through experiencing, you know. I don't really lie in my raps. It's mainly the truth. So yeah.
So, but when I listen, I don't really think you write like personal stuff that much. I'm not sure if I'm wrong about that. So that's why I was asking about the creative
Good side,
process.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, with that, true. It's true. Like I don't really express personal feelings, but there is a song in the album like Over Everything, which is
Yeah.
called It's Too Late. They express that I had a fatherless childhood.
Yeah.
You know, so and
Like that's the only song.
yeah,
that
that's the only song.
has-
Yeah. And I was taken by that because it's my mom has been like a strong person to me. Like although she's not really supportive of my music, but like she's been a father and a mother to me. So with that, I was like, let me say something about dad. You know. So it was mainly that.
Okay. That song, Decode Jay-Z. I want to know why. Like why?
I told you first,
'Cause
like I love Jay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The correlation between the music, because I feel like that song is very deep, nah? But
Okay.
the correlation between you naming the song Decode Jay-Z and what you're saying in the song, I don't understand. So
Okay,
tell
so
me about that song.
decode means like to deprogram something, you know, to disassemble it, you know, to put in like base substance. And Jay-Z, major influencer to me. So with that, I wasn't being spiteful with anything I said there. It was also, as I said, like I spit the truth. So that's what I've known since I've grown up and like listened to Jay-Z. So I know like a lot of people say my lyrics are everywhere in that song, you know, they don't really understand, but I feel like how I constructed it, I, it's it would take you probably 6 months or 3 months just to figure out what I was
What you were
actually
saying.
saying. Yeah, so
I heard a few stuff that I've read about, but I'm just too scared to even want to think about those stuff.
Really?
So you know,
Okay.
I'm not going to take 3 months. But and then how would you describe the music you typically create?
Pardon?
Because how would you describe it? Because I got a little bit of rap and
Okay, there was a trap song, Yellow Bugatti. With that, okay, what I meant by like telling the truth, Yellow Bugatti was a simple song, like it was a imaginary type of song. You know, it came up to be I was smoking with my friends, and we're just imagining us in the future with like private jet type vibes. We have Yellow Bugatti. So that song was really nice to me. I was testing the waters with with a different style. You know, like
Yeah.
trap in a way. So yeah, I'd say it's mainly rap. Like I rap a lot. Like really, yeah.
Okay, I did get that. I got the fact that you want to make that money because,
You
in
got
that
to, you
big
got
Gucci
to,
bag and yellow
you got
Bugatti,
to.
like you said, I
Hmm.
do get the fact that you want to
Yeah.
make money, and that's really.
And the people that I featured actually on like that tape are the people that put me on. Like without them, I don't think I'd be actually also sitting here because they were the ones to recruit me from the streets because they heard me rap. They were like, actually, you good boy, and you young as well. So they were like, come through, let's work. And I produced a lot. I recorded and showed them work. And they were like, you're worth it. So we have actually another tape. It's called Even You, Volume 1. You can look at it in SoundCloud, AudioMac, Deezer, whatever.
You can put it to
And
HBI. So
yeah,
please
and
take
that
it
was
on
the first tape.
HBI.
That was the first tape I was on, and yes, it's HBI as well. And that was the first tape I was on, like starting music, you know. And it went to be over everything. I was like, let me create my own sense of music, how I want to express things. And they came up to me. They were like, man, we can help you out. We can make your style nice. And as for It's Too Late, like a few people are on the hook. I'm not a hook person. I just rap. Like, it's just rap only.
That's what you like, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you're young, nah?
Yeah.
And like I did say, I,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how young you were. So, what message would you like to give, like your fans, people who are listening, like young people who also want to get into it?
Well, I'd like to mainly say dreams do happen. Like that's something you should be conscious about, like really conscious about and positive. And you can make it in anything besides rap. You may think that rap is your thing and not actually it's not. Find that it's not. So going a different direction doesn't hurt. It's just about discovering who you are, I say. And as for my fans, I love you all as well. Yeah, I love them all.
Okay, again, since like you're young, right? There's a
Mhm.
lot you can still do. You said
Yeah.
already in 2 years, so you're obviously planning a lot, nah?
Sure.
What would you want to change if you could in the music industry?
Oh, actually, my vision is to shake South Africa. Like, I've heard a lot of, okay, not a lot, just a fistful of people saying I don't deserve to be here because I rap like an American. So I take that as a compliment and I see the vision. I see the vision actually. So if I were to break in the game, I'd want to bring back rap. Because then I was also inspired by Shane Eagle and like this whole what happened to rap thing, hip hop used to drop bars and now it's just dead and shit like that. Sorry. So with that, I would like to make that impact. I'd
Yeah.
like to bring back rap, like pure rap.
And then, what do you do when you're not making music?
On a daily, I do heavy weighting sometimes, like, and I'm with my brother producing, if not, and I'm doing art or studying. Yeah, mainly since I'm still in school.
Yeah. And then what's next for you? Are you working for anything?
Yeah,
Working-
actually am. It's a tape. It's another tape called Anti Everything. I want to make 3 sagas, like over everything, anti everything, and after everything. So right now I'm working on Anti Everything, and I'm working with a really. He's from America. His name is Valentino,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
yeah. So I also recruited him knowing that he can rap. Like he's a verbal machete. So I was like, man, let me work with you, and it's not even going to be like a feature. It's going to be Koch Franklin and Valentino. Like it's me and him. So I feel like with that, I might make an impact to people. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And my last question.
Sure.
Internet and technology impacts a lot of things.
Sure.
I want to ask you about what HBI is to you.
HBI is well, firstly, like when I saw it, I was really surprised. Like I was really shocked and amazed at it, and it intrigued me in going at it. First of all, I met a friend called Mateo. He also introduced me into it, like through clothing though, like merchandise. I was like, this is quite nice. And then a friend of mine heard my music and then got an HBI owner founder, and then that's how I got into HBI. But it's a really nice, what can I say, organization like that uplifts the youth, people that rap and make music. Yeah.
Yeah, please do your what did you say? You said anti, like
What?
your 3 sagas. Bring them
Oh,
on
oh,
so
oh,
we can
okay,
listen
so
to
it's,
all of them and experience all of it.
So it's over everything. Like my motive is to have 7 songs. They say 7 is the lucky number. So over everything has 7 songs. Anti everything. My producer told me that I should put 12 for some reason. And like 12 is not a lot, but I can produce that. I want it to be 7. Like triple 7. And then after everything is going to be my last saga. That is going to probably. I haven't even thought about that yet. Like I don't know, hey, but like it's going to be something I think over everything and as everything combined together,
Yeah.
like my last project. Yeah.
That sounds really cool. Even thinking and hearing about it
Yeah.
sounds really cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot.
Mm. Is there anything you want to say?
Before we get into, let me see, yeah, we still have a bit of time. Before we get into the very last segment,
Yeah.
you said you found HBI interesting. So
Sure.
you can elaborate on why it was interesting. So you mentioned that you spotted it in like from two different people.
Yeah.
You experienced you experienced the merchandise and then you found someone who found us.
Yeah, sure.
So, but what was it that was interesting to you about it?
Mainly it was because what I found there when I went in, it was I first thought like your guys were probably selling weed or something, you know, like for real, like no luck. Until I went in there and then like I clicked on Sativa, I saw a couple of artists that I know, and I was like, damn, actually this is legit, you know. And I went in there, read the background, and then I was like, I just had vision, you know. I was like, I have belong here, you know. So that was interesting because it's an uplift, really, like because not a lot of us get recognition a lot because they don't do talent scouts in South Africa really that much. You know, I'd say it's more overhyped than true talent. I'd say that. So HBI to me is an amazing platform for like young people, regardless of your race and everything. You know. Yeah.
So we're gonna try something new again. This is episode 5. Yeah, this is episode 5. So we've been doing something for the past 3 episodes. We're gonna do something new with you
Okay.
for maybe the next 3 episodes or so.
Okay.
So we're gonna tap into your creative side a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever seen how companies have a media pitch, like a
Sure.
marketing pitch?
Sure.
So I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to try and pitch an advert for HBI. So what would an HBI ad look like for you? So you're essentially sort of putting on your scriptwriter hat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I imagine like I'd say someone walking by. This is not a parable of the advert. Walking by and hearing a couple of kids make music, you know, beatbox, probably rap, and trap soul sing, you know, and he goes to them, and he's intrigued by what they're doing, and he can help themselves as well. So I feel as if that person going there is the start of everything, because it changes everything. Like from there, those people become great. I guess I think that's how I see it. Yeah.
So so in that imagery,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming they're in some sort of studio.
It could be like, well, I'm imagining like walking outside because that's where I was, like in the streets. It's not like you found me in the studio, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's something you should hear of like raw, basically, like, and you're surprised of it and you pick it up. It's like you need talent, you know? So that's what I'll pick. But
So-
then, yeah, in the studio sense as well, yeah.
So in those scenes, what are the things that make it clear to the person that's watching that the story is an HBI story? What do you think those would be?
Well, damn. For the viewer,
So as I'm watching it,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing them beatboxing or doing whatever with
Mhm.
music, and then they're shifting through the phases,
Mhm.
what's that one thing that I'm going to see or hear that will make it clear to me that this thing's directing me towards
HBI. I would say there would be a lot of markets like green, HBI written type of thing, but like subliminally, you know, it's not like in your face. It is just there, and I think, yeah, posters like Sativa Indica, like how your guys do it, like how you structure it, you know, it will be placed everywhere for like people to catch on. I feel like people will see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So before we close,
Yeah.
just before we get to the end, we're gonna let you speak to your people, whoever it is. It can be your mom, it can be your fans,
Oh,
whoever
yeah.
else. And then just before you finish, please drop your socials. And then, is there anything else? Those are all the questions.
Yeah, you already mentioned stuff is okay.
Yeah. So you already mentioned those. Okay. So yeah.
Or any question is fine.
Yes, I was getting to that. So saying at the end,
Yeah.
you're gonna speak to your people.
Mhm.
Anyone you want to speak to?
Sure.
So right now is your chance to then ask us any questions that you may have. You have quite a while. You have like 5 minutes or so, so you can ask as many questions as you want to ask.
Really? Well, I didn't actually prepare any questions for y'all.
No, it's fine. You don't you don't have to.
For real.
You don't have to. It's just like if you have anything that
Okay,
you're
okay.
wondering about.
Like my first thought was, I actually spoke to him. You know, my first thought was before I even heard from Theo. Like I was,
Until I
I
was
was-
Smiley Kid.
yeah,
Okay.
I was surprised as to like what was the creator thinking about creating this. You know, is he from this background? You know, like is he are his parents? Is he experiencing this? Does he want to like, or can I start a revolution? You know, I was thinking like in his shoes, basically. Like I was thinking really deep and to what he's aiming for, or she, them. You know, that was my vision in
Okay. So you've been answered.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you want to answer for the people that are curious about the answer that you gave to?
Yeah, sure, we can. Where should I start?
Mhm.
The mic takes me.
Doesn't matter as long as it's
Yeah, no, I think the background actually was I was high.
Mhm.
Because of the work, obviously. So like, yeah, I just couldn't like find the proper playlist or like songs that I could really vibe to. And I was just like, why don't we just create our own thing, And then from there we just got more ideas to get like up and coming artists, Because I believe it's a new sound, Everyone, I'm gonna get into trouble for this, but I feel like the mainstream artists are now starting to sound the same.
Yeah,
They lose the
yeah,
message.
that's how I feel as well.
Yeah,
That's how I
you know
feel
what I
as well,
mean.
yeah.
Like now it's all about cars, money, girls,
Mhm.
Rolexes and stuff like that. But like when I listen to you guys, I mean like yo,
Yeah.
there's message, there's like that raw thing. Like you don't care what you're spitting because it's the truth.
Yeah.
I feel like with them it's more censored. So that's something I also realized that HBI is like raw. Like these guys are spitting. Like you should listen to the things that they say. You'll be surprised. So yeah, man, I think.
But it's also amazing, like on how you got this far. Like
Yeah.
finding people, finding artists, like
Yeah.
because it started off as a thought. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
And I really have you guys to thank first because you
Same
guys
here,
are the
same
platform. Like without you guys, then there's nothing. It's just the website.
Same here.
That's
Without you,
everything.
there's nothing.
Yeah, no,
You
so
know?
that's the goal, man. Just to help each other.
Yeah.
Get all this nonsense out of the industry and just go back to like the real music and stuff.
True.
That's where we at.
I think also one thing that's important to keep in mind with the creation of HBI, it was so it's hard to explain it, but it sort of found its way to what it is now
Mhm.
naturally. So we've sort of allowed it to be what it is, and then it grew into the space that it's gone into. To be a bit more practical about that, I mean that when we first spoke about it, the idea was not for it to be a music streaming platform primarily.
Mhm.
The idea was to influence culture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So naturally through processes and through engagements and everything that we've been doing, it turned out that music was the biggest holder
Yeah,
of that thing. So one thing that I think you, as well as other artists, should keep in mind is that in any industry, in any sort of story, there's always a shift, right? So if, for instance, you follow a YouTuber, for instance, there's always a point in their YouTube career where they start to make actual money from YouTube, and then people start believing that they're fake, or they're showing off, or they're, I don't know, they're no longer for them kind of thing. And that's not because they've changed, it's because their situation has changed.
True.
So I think also for the artists and for the viewers, you should also keep in mind that as things progress, there might be a shift. So you must be ready for that shift, even for yourself.
True.
So you must be conscious about the fact that your listeners right now are not moving at the same pace as you are.
Yeah.
So some of them may fall off because they're moving at a faster pace, and some of them may fall off because they're moving at a slower pace.
True.
Your job is to find out what it is that your artists are here for, and make sure you maintain that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And that's one thing I want to tell my fans, like, is to don't follow like other people's dreams, because that's what the youth usually does. So it's like if they think that they don't believe in their talent, like their talent is not their calling, they go for something else and it doesn't work for them, and then they just think it's game over. I would like to say they should think opposite. They should actually find their purpose. You feel it, it's not like you wake up in the morning and just feel it, but like you feel it. It's just a conscious, my brain's right now. It's just a conscious thing. So I'd say, yeah, you're right. They're not moving at a faster pace like me, But I also got here through progress, slow process, slow progress. So with them, I'd say they should believe in their dreams and not other people's. Yeah, mainly.
No, dude, if that's what you wanted to say to them, then.
And shout out to my mom, my family, yeah. And my big bro, he's outside. Yeah.
Alright, cool. So, yeah, there's something very important in what I mentioned. I had to be very cryptic about what I was saying. I'm saying this because there are plans that HBI has, like us as a team, we have for HBI, which is going to mean progress and shift very soon. So this is sort of like it's sort of like a nudge to you and the other artists that like watch and analyze what's happening, because we're gonna move into other spaces, and if you're not ready, then it's gonna seem like we're leaving you behind. Whereas there's a shift and there's a progress happening. So
Okay. I
it's like a little hint, nudge. So
I'm quick, man. Like 2.5 seconds. German engineering. I'm quick.
So hit us with your socials, Ranani. Can hit us with an outro.
Y'all can catch me on SoundCloud, Koch Franklin. It's Koch, not Cock. I get that a lot, and I hate it. I hate it. Like straight up. It's just like blasphemy, but yeah, it's Koch Franklin. Koch Franklin Music on Instagram, Koch Franklin on SoundCloud, AudioMac, Deezer, Spotify, Koch Franklin. That's it. And on Instagram, it's Koch Franklin Music. Yeah, those are
Koch Franklin, guys.
Yeah, Koch Franklin.
Thank you, Koch Franklin, for being
Thank you all too
and
for this opportunity.
Please do not forget again to
Subscribe.
and like and visit the website so you guys can listen to the music.
Always give them gold, diamonds, platinum, bitch. Even you know that volume 2 is under construction. Bulldozing every project, call it a renovation. I seen the work rate from my idol, that's dedication. The game got drama, tell me what role you playing. Is you motivator or a hater, make your decision. Be sure of what you're saying, show no hesitation. You acting brand new like a car with no registration.